Okay, let's do a little thought experiment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow morning and you have it all. I mean, more money than anyone in the history of the world. You have the power to buy entire countries, to solve global problems on a whim, to have literally anything you could ever desire. Congratulations, you are a trillionaire. But what if having everything costs you everything that actually matters?
Just take a second and look at that number. $1 trillion. It's such a massive figure it almost seems fake, right? It loses all meaning. To give you an idea, if you spent $1 million every single day, you wouldn't run out of money for another 2,700 years. For all intents and purposes, it's infinite.
And to put that into perspective in a way we can maybe understand, you are now worth more than 4 Jeff Bezos combined. The scale is it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. But for the next few minutes, we're going to try. So what's the very first thing you do with that kind of power?
Well, you start spending. Of course you do. The entire world is your oyster, and you finally get to live like it. This is the fun part. This is the part everybody dreams about.
So you don't just go out and buy a Bugatti. No, you buy the entire company for $2 billion. Your accountant just kind of shrugs and logs it as a rounding error. You pick up a 14-acre private compound, tucked away behind giant iron gates, a custom Boeing 747 that's basically a flying mansion, and the world's largest private yacht, complete with its own submarine bay. And believe me, you're just getting warmed up.
But right away, you hit the first and most fundamental problem of being a trillionaire. Your money makes money way faster than you could ever hope to spend it. Even if you just park it in the most boring, safest investments imaginable, your net worth still grows by tens of millions of dollars every single day. You literally can't get poorer.
But this kind of wealth, this kind of fame, it comes with an immediate, non-negotiable price tag. You are now the most famous person on Earth. Every camera, every single pair of eyes is on you. And with all that attention comes a whole lot of danger.
So how do you protect yourself? You gonna hire a bodyguard? Maybe 2? It's not even close to enough. You need the kind of security that's usually reserved for like a sitting president, a full 12-person detail, armed, rotating 24/7. And of course, they need a place to operate from.
Remember that massive compound you bought? Well, it doesn't exactly run itself. It takes 63 people, 63 full-time employees just to manage your main house.
And this is where the sheer scale of your new life really starts to sink in. You've got your security team, private chefs on rotation, an entire IT staff just for the security systems. You've got managers for the property, managers for the house itself, and a personal assistant who is so busy managing your life that she needs her own personal assistant. Your home isn't a home anymore. It's a corporate headquarters.
You see, that fortress you've built to keep the world out, it starts to feel a lot like a cage, very, very quickly. And the first things to go are the small, simple joys of a normal life.
Just imagine this for a second. You just want a coffee from your old favorite spot. But to get it, your security team needs a 45-minute heads up to sweep the place. When you finally walk in, the entire shop just goes silent. Everyone stops talking. They just stare. The barista is so nervous their hands are literally shaking as they make your drink. And then you see it, someone in the corner, trying to secretly film you from behind their laptop. The coffee, it tastes the same, but the experience, it's gone forever.
Pretty soon you realize that your isolation isn't just a side effect of being famous. It's a necessity, because when you're worth $1 trillion, you're not really a person anymore. You're a target.
And it starts almost immediately. An old business partner sues you, claiming you shorted him on some deal from 9 years ago. Some woman from a state you've never even been to claims you verbally promised her $10 million. Within 6 months, you are fighting 17 different lawsuits, and almost all of them are completely baseless.
And your lawyers, they make one thing crystal clear. This is your life now. People will use any tool they can find to try and take your money, and the legal system is one of the best tools for the job. You are the biggest prize in the entire world.
Defending yourself against this constant attack isn't cheap, not even for you. Your annual legal budget quickly blows past $40 million. You basically have an entire floor of a major law firm working on your cases and nothing else.
But you know what? The lawsuits from strangers? You can manage that. The real damage, the part that truly starts to break you, comes from the people you thought you could trust. The money, it poisons everything.
So you invite your old college roommate for the weekend, the guy you used to argue with about everything, right? Movies, politics, sports. But now, he just agrees with every single thing you say. He laughs way too hard at jokes that aren't even funny. He just goes on and on about the wine, the just room, the towels. The person you knew is gone. He's been replaced by someone who's just terrified of saying the wrong thing. That friendship is dead.
You meet someone, and she's amazing. She's funny, she's smart, and she doesn't seem to care about the money. For a second, it feels real. But then, you notice these little things. Like, she knows the name of your private pilot, even though you never told her. And once that tiny seed of doubt is planted, it's impossible to get rid of. Do they like you, or do they like the jet and the compound and the access? You can never, ever know for sure. And so, you just stop calling. It's just easier that way.
And maybe the most devastating blow comes from your own family. Your mom calls and she casually mentions that your brother's been struggling a bit. You had no idea. So you send him millions that same afternoon. Problem solved, right? But at the next family dinner, which, by the way, you flew everyone to on your 747, he sits at the other end of the table and refuses to even look at you. The money didn't fix his problems, it just created this giant chasm between you that you can never cross. And then come the final betrayals. An old friend sells some stupid, embarrassing story from your college days for $250,000. A waiter at a restaurant sells photos of you on a date to a tabloid. And then you find out Linda, your housekeeper who's been with you for years, has been feeding information to a gossip columnist. The last threads of trust you had in anyone, they're completely severed. So, you retreat. You pull back from everyone, from everything. You just live in your perfect, secure, beautiful fortress. A palace built to your exact specifications. And you are completely, utterly alone inside it.
You wake up, it's 3 a.m. The whole compound is dead silent. You walk past the 60-seat movie theater, it's empty. You walk through the massive 2-story library, it's silent. The only sound is this faint mechanical hum of a security camera on the ceiling tracking your every move.
And that's when the final, crushing irony hits you. Over 60 people work in this massive, perfect place. They maintain it, they clean it, they guard it. But when their shifts are over, they all go home, to their families, to their lives. You are the only one who actually lives here.
You walk outside onto the perfectly manicured lawn and you look up at the sky. It's the same sky, the same stars you used to look at when you were broke and worried about making rent. The stars haven't moved an inch, but everything underneath them, everything has changed beyond all recognition. And you're left with just one question. Was it worth it?